The adrenaline is pumping as Chase Field is the place to be. It's opening day for the Arizona Diamondbacks as they welcome in the San Diego Padres. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno for WTSM TV Sports. Well, manager Torey Lovullo and the Arizona Diamondbacks are ready to get after it. They're in their house taking on a division rival, and it's always great to open up at home. And for the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're looking to get off to a very, very fast start in the ever-so-tough National League West. The squad has a mixture of veterans and rookies ready to make some noise, and arguably the toughest division in baseball. It starts today as opening day, of course, is always special.
Yeah, it's like the first day of school. You know, you build up all spring training. Obviously, this one's a little shorter than usual, so the anticipation probably isn't as big as, you know, the full month and a half that we usually get. But I'm excited for opening day at home. It'll be my first one actually at home. First year was in LA, and then the last two have been in San Diego, so I'm excited to get the home crowd excited for the first game.
Yeah, that there's so much hope for every team. You walk onto the grass for the first time, and everybody's playing the same, playing with the same record. And you know, to say that we're here to open up another season is always exciting for me. We have a lot of expectations here. I enjoy that moment, walking onto the field in front of a full house and with the fans that are supporting us. It's very special.
Now, the Arizona Diamondbacks don't start the season real healthy. Starting shortstop Nick Ahmed is out with a shoulder injury. Starting third baseman Josh Rojas is out with an oblique injury, as well as outfielder Jordan Luplow. But look, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're not going to complain. They have the next man up mentality. Now, they don't have to worry about the health status of starting pitcher Madison Bumgarner. He is set to go. He gets the opening day start. Bum is coming off last year's 7-10 season. He's looking to rebound and lead this team in the right direction. When he's on, the lefty, of course, is so tough to beat. He goes up against Padres right-hander Yu Darvish, who was 8-11 last year. Former Diamondback and special assistant to the team, Orlando Hudson, on Mad Bum, getting the opening day start.
You know what, man? I faced Mad Bum when he was coming into the league, and I was on my way out. He's definitely competitive. The man knows how to pitch. He knows what he's doing. He knows hitters. He can also help our young catchers. He can help our young staff. You know, so having him on the bump opening day, that would definitely let hitters know that obviously they watch him coming up. You know, so I'm saying, so we got a lot of respect around the game, and having him to start this thing off 1-0 for us is definitely a great. It's a great mindset and a great start off to a series for us, and it's the way to start the season off.
Now, one of the keys for the Arizona Diamondbacks this season is they have to be better offensively. Last year, they hit only .236, which ranked in the lower half of Major League Baseball. Of course, keeping Ketel Marte healthy, well, that is paramount for the squad. He played only 90 games last year, battling a series of hamstring injuries. And through it all, look, he still was money, hitting .318 with 14 homers. So if he stays healthy, he's going to be one to watch. Arizona believes so much in the 28-year-old. In the offseason, he signed a 5-year contract extension worth $76 million. Marte, of course, he's ready to live up to the contract.
Excited to be here with the organization for 5 more years, and I hope be my whole career in here. Then feeling great though. My family is good. Then I hope to be here with the team for the rest of my career.
I will expect him to go out and play as hard as anybody, to go out and continue to raise the bar daily for what he's capable of doing, and while never being satisfied. He's got this inner burning in his belly to be a really, really good player and perhaps be one of the best players in the National League.
There's still more to come on Arizona Diamondbacks opening day. There's plenty of motivation as Sedona Red is anxious to get after it after losing 110 games last year. Plus manager Torey Lovullo. It could be his make or break year if the Diamondbacks don't turn it around. That and more coming up next.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I
was.
heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to Chase Field for Arizona Diamondbacks opening day. As we look back at last year, I got to tell you, for the Diamondbacks, it was like a nightmare horror movie that never ended. All it needed was Jack Nicholson and the twins from The Shining to make it complete. Needless to say, the team weathered through tons of injuries and suffered 110 losses, which tied for worst in the major leagues. Wow. So needless to say, the squad wants to put this behind them and focus on the present and rebound and make this year worth remembering. The squad, of course, so motivated as Sedona Red is anxious to get off to a very, very good start. Now, they come in with motivation. No one's giving them a chance in the ever so tough National League West. They hear the talk, and the squad is coming in with a giant chip on its shoulder.
But I know that everyone's definitely motivated and determined to make sure that last year doesn't happen again. What we went through last year obviously was zero fun. Nobody likes losing 110 games, and I think everyone in here is extremely motivated to make sure that we turn that around.
I think we got a better team this year, and we got some better on pitching. And we work a lot. I think this year we're gonna be good.
I haven't said a lot about what our record was. I probably said it 2 times to the group, maybe less, maybe just once. But I told them that it should motivate them to be at their competitive best for this coming season.
Entering year 6, no question, manager Torey Lovello will be on the hot seat. Keep in mind, he's only as good as what he has to work with. In his 5 years with the team, he owns a record of 337 wins and 371 losses with 1 playoff appearance in 2017. Torey on what he expects from himself this year.
You know, to continue to grow and learn, understand who I am at my core and make good baseball decisions, and then connect with the players and connect with this organization to make sure that my principles and my concepts are being passed through and understood throughout this organization.
It's always a good time to come down to Chase Field. Such a fan-friendly environment. So much to do here. If you want to dance with the players virtually in center field, you've got that opportunity. That, and of course, so much more. And the Diamondbacks this year, they have revamped the menu. There's new restaurants and new food items to make all the fans' mouth simply water. The Arizona Diamondbacks and Chef Tilder coming up with all kinds of new food items on the year. And I'm here with Chef. And Chef, look, all kinds of amazing goodies. Talk me through the process of coming up with the brand new items for all the great fans coming here at Chase Field this year.
So the process starts probably during the last season. Just a lot of tasting and trying and food trends and Instagram. And it's just, trying to top yourself from what you did the year before.
And you've done that, a lot of great items. Talk me through a couple things, a couple of your favorites on the menu.
Well, number one, all these beautiful things right in here. So we have a new stand called Copper State Steaks. It replaces PV Burger, so it's just a classic cheese steak concept. So it's cool because there's a barbecue, there's a Southwest version. We have loaded fries, we have brisket dip. So it's just really exciting because everything in the stand is really a great item. I have the buffalo chicken sidewinders, which are tossed in flaming hot Cheetos. So it's spicy and cool, and just probably 28 or 29 new items for the season.
Oh, that's fantastic. Mouth-watering at its best. And no question, along the way, you got visiting hot dogs for the visiting teams.
Yeah. So
let's talk about the concepts of how you came up with those dogs.
So Big Dogs is a traditional stand that we've had forever. They're foot-long hot dogs. So we used to do 3 just loaded dogs. This year we have an Arizona Diamondbacks dog, and then every time there's a new team, there's a new dog, and it'll be a twist on something that is either a famous dog for where they're from, or it's going to be ingredients from the region where they're from.
Oh, that's fantastic. Along the way, how much fun did you have in this process? Because look, you're setting the tone for the season, because when people come to the ball game, they want to eat some good food.
It's a lot of fun because you're trying to you want to do really, really cool and creative stuff, and we call them wow items. You want people to say wow, this is really great. The days of the ballpark food, the bar has been raised. People are doing really great food, and we try and better ourselves every year and come up with something new, and we have fun doing it.
And you did have fun doing it along the way. And of course, there's so many great items, all mouth-watering. What is your favorite, Chef?
I like the buffalo chicken sidewinders because it's, who doesn't love a flaming hot Cheeto,
Along all those great menu items, you got Black Rock Coffee in section 110, Chick-fil-A in section 126. Who doesn't love a Chick-fil-A sandwich? Creme Brulee Dessert Bar in section 120, Scoopwell's Dough Bar, oh, sugar is oh so good, and Zoyo Neighborhood Yogurt in section 322. Yes, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yes, baseball is back, and they're bringing the menu items. So come to the ballpark with an appetite for destruction. Out in center field at Chase Field, a new fan edition, the Cox Virtual Fan Interaction with the players. Is basically you come, you get into place, it's set up virtually, and you can do whatever you want with the variety of Diamondback players. David Peralta's dancing, so we're going to do a little dancing and shaking. That's David Peralta.
We're pumped up.
He's pumped up.
That you can share. Find your mark and get.
I've got my mark.
Light, camera, and action. That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
I'm excited for you.
Probably the only time in my life I will ever dance with David Peralta, but you fans can do it anytime you venture down to Chase Field. Still to come, former Diamondbacks great Luis Gonzalez cemented his name in baseball history, being the Yankees in the 2001 World Series. Gonzo on his legacy and this year's team coming up next on Arizona Diamondbacks Opening Day.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here. But an awkward silence can be a great thing. It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl?
Oh,
You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them. Go on, Kelly. CZ awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
As the nation's largest clean air energy producer, Palo Verde Generating Station is at the forefront of meeting today's electricity needs and innovating for a sustainable energy future. We're proud to champion nuclear energy as a dependable and vital source of power to help meet long-term energy goals. In the Southwest, the future of nuclear energy is reliable, sustainable, and clean. Palo Verde, generation for generations.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Well, it took 7 games and beating the greatest reliever in the history of the game in Mariano Rivera and the New York Yankees. But in 2001, the Arizona Diamondbacks got it done. Of course, D-backs legend Luis Gonzalez got it done with the blue pit, and the rest was history as he cemented his name in Arizona sports history. Gonzo, of course, always so friendly, always so giving, now a special advisor with the Arizona Diamondbacks front office. We caught up with the legend, and of course, Gonzo, you know it, he's going to bring his A game. Well, as far as I'm concerned, this man to my left will always be the face of the Arizona Diamondbacks, here with Luis Gonzalez. And Luis, take us back, champ. Let's go back to 2001, okay? Heroics, Mariano Rivera, and you come up and you seal the fate of the Arizona Diamondbacks with a game-winning hit and winning the World Series. To this day, what does that moment mean to you, and how did that moment change your life?
Well, it's changed my life a lot. I mean, you dream about being in that situation, not just as a player, but as a fan. And to find myself in that very moment, Game 7 of the World Series, bottom of the ninth, and to be stepping up to the plate, it was an incredible moment. It was surreal. And to be a part of history here for the state of Arizona, to be a small part of it, because it was a team effort, and our fans, everybody rallied around this ball club back in '01. So we're hoping to get that excitement again here at Chase Field, across the way with the Phoenix Suns, the Coyotes, the Cardinals. All our local teams. We always wish them well and hope that we can bring championships here, because the fans here support any team that's winning at the time. So hopefully that'll happen back here at Chase again.
Gonzo, over 2,500 hits in your career. Such a great career. Look, as far as I'm concerned, you belong in the Hall. What's your thoughts of maybe getting that call one day?
Well, hopefully with the Veterans Committee here in the next few years, I'll have an opportunity for them to reevaluate some of the players, and hopefully my name will be involved in that. But I mean, it's not up to me, it's up to them. I just went out and played as hard as I could every day, and I knew that I was representing not only the name on the front, which is whatever team I was playing for, but the name on the back, which is my family. So I enjoyed playing the game. I try to be an ambassador to the game of baseball in any way that I can. And I enjoy being here at the ballpark each and every day. I was blessed with having an opportunity when I was done playing to be a part of this organization that has meant so much to myself and my family.
You've been in the front office for a while now, so you've seen the growth of this franchise, and now we head to 2022. The baseball season is here. Look, the team's trying to rebound from last year. Do you think, and Gonzo, you've been in these situations with teams that are coming off bad years. Does this team, Arizona Diamondbacks team, do you get a sense they might have a little bit of chip on their shoulder?
I think so. I mean, we still have a lot of young players. Last year, a lot of our core is guys that are very young. I mean, you saw Dalton Varsho, Josh Rojas, a local kid from here, Pavin Smith. These guys are all young players now. They've gained a year of experience, and we're expecting them to do big things for our team. They're not rookies anymore. They're not cutting their teeth. Now they're expected to be, even though it's a year or two in, they're veteran guys on our ball club. So, and they're expected to go out there and play each and every day. So we're hoping for big things from them. And of course, we locked up Marte now for a few more years. So he's one of the cornerstones here. And if we get good pitching, we've tried to bolster up our bullpen, the back end, which was one of our weaknesses the last few years. If we can get those guys going, it should help a lot. We brought in some great new coaches on our team that hopefully will be able to get these guys steered in the right direction.
Gonzo, you talk about Marte. Of course, he gets a lot of money, and with money comes expectations and some pressures along the way. How, as an athlete, you've been in this situation before, does he go about his day-by-day activity, not get too caught up in the whole expectational thing, and just go out there and perform?
Yeah, I think for him it's more of stay in your lane, don't try to do too much and try to police everybody. But you're a leader now in the ball club, and you try to lead by example, everything that you do. So for him, it's just a matter of just going out there and play the way he's been playing. He's an exciting player. This guy was, he's been an all-star before, and we're expecting a lot of big things. He's still a young player. So with, like you said, with expectations comes a lot of that pressure. So hopefully he can just stay healthy and be able to go out there and play the game that we know he can play.
You look at the divisionals across Major League Baseball, but man, you look at the National League West, it's an onslaught. Every time you're in a divisional game, it's going to be a war. And when you look at the National League West, how competitive is it, and is it the best in baseball?
Well, it's been for a while. I think when I was playing, the West was more a pitching dominant league. You had Randy Johnson, and then you had guys on the other teams for the Dodgers and the Padres, and it's going to be like that again this year. I mean, those teams up in the upper, part of our division, they're not afraid to spend money, and they'll go out there and do it. We have to be a little more creative in some of the players that we bring in, and try to be a little bit more cost effective and bring guys that are energetic and enthusiastic and have something to play for. And our guys, as long as you have an opportunity to go out there and play the game, anything can happen on any particular night. And we're hoping that we catch lightning in a bottle with some of our young players, and they can go out there and put up an all-star season.
And Gonzo, you talk about hoping those young guys emerge and emerge fast. How important is it for this squad to get off to a quick start?
It's a tough schedule for us to open up the season, but it's just a matter of them gaining confidence. If they can go out there and sneak, everybody always looks at the big thing. For me, it's more about trying to win series, try to win 2 out of 3. If you can win a 3-game series, or, if you're playing a 2-game series, if you can at least split, those start adding up towards the end of the year when you're trying to make that playoff push. And for us, it's no different with these guys. If they can go out there and just try to win series by series, it's going to help us in the long run.
Gonzo, such a legend in Arizona when it comes to baseball. Your name resonates throughout the nation for what you've accomplished. When you reflect back on the game to this moment, how much has it meant to you in your life and continues to be a big part of your life?
Well, a lot. I mean, this is something that I grew up wanting to be a professional athlete and a baseball player when I was a kid growing up, and then just to have the opportunity to put on a big league uniform. And I never took things for granted. I knew that I was doing something that millions of people want to do, which was be a professional athlete and go out there and play. And I tried to lead by example on the field and try to be a community leader off the field.
Absolutely. He did that the whole time he was here. He did it with class, style, and once again, as far as I'm concerned, this man right here, boom, the face of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Still to come, there is no place else team president Derek Hall would rather be than guiding this squad. He's done it for 16 years and overcome his share of adversity along the way. D. Hall next on Arizona Diamondbacks Opening Day.
Hi, this is Doug with AC Doctors, and this is another testimonial of one of our satisfied customers.
We reached out to AC Doctors because our air had gone just warm, I guess. It wasn't cooling as we had liked. I feel like I don't have to worry that what they say is the issue or what they're going to fix is not accurate. I know that when they tell me something's wrong and they're going to fix it, that's what's wrong. They're not trying to, pull one over on me. They have really good quality work. When they come to service our units, we usually don't have an issue throughout the year. And they're very clean about what they do, and their service people are nice and friendly and kind. I feel comfortable having them in my home. I trust AC Doctors, and so should you.
We want you to find out for yourselves. Give us a call or find us on our website at theacdoctors.com.
Welcome back to Chase Field. The measure of any person is how they handle adversity, because it's not how they fall, it's how they pick themselves back up. Well, Diamondbacks team president Derek Hall has the inner strength very few have. He overcame his battle against prostate cancer and was by his wife's side, his wife Amy, who overcame breast cancer. So every day, Derek Hall wakes up high on life, a man with a dose of positivity very few have, and make no mistake, he loves this Arizona Diamondbacks team. Well, you're not going to find a better ambassador for any sports team in Arizona than this man right here, team president of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Derek Hall. And Derek, so good to see you, and obviously we're closing in look, baseball's back, and let's get this thing going.
I can't wait, Joe, and it's good to see you, and I can't wait to see the fans back here. There was so much uncertainty. You look at the fact that we had the pandemic, and then, of course, the lockout, and I feel like we came to our senses and stopped that just in time so that we didn't do too much damage, and fans were excited to get back.
And they are back. They're ready to come to Chase Field. Along of coming to Chase Field, we got all kinds of new food items. We got all kinds of new food menu items and all kinds of good adrenaline and good munchies for the fan base.
I love that we make part of our experience the food, and we tell Chef Tilder, you're empowered. Go create what you want, and he does. And every year he comes up with what we call our wow items. This is probably the biggest offering he's ever had. And then we have new partners coming in this year like Chick-fil-A, like Black Rock Coffee, like cold beers and cheeseburgers and bourbon and bones, and Guy Fieri and our new Caesar Sportsbook at some point within the next month and a half. I'm so excited about what we're bringing here, and our fans are going to be excited to try something new and have different options.
And Derek, along the way, of course, we're talking baseball, the team coming off a rough year. And obviously, look, when you hit opening day, everyone's got optimism, everyone's got hope. And look, there's new hope with this Diamondbacks team this year. And look, I know from the players and talking to Torrey, everyone's motivated to make sure last year did not happen again.
Well, yeah, but it did happen, right? And we can't forget that. But we're trying to build something. And I think what we showed was the amount of prospects and talent we have at the lower levels that we never really had before. These guys are coming up. They cut their teeth last year. They went through the growing pains, developmental pains. They're that much more experienced. But then we also looked at the team as a whole. And, Joe, I mean, we said we kicked the ball around. We didn't pick up the ball, throw the ball. That's not like us. So we had to clean up our defense. And anytime that bullpen gate opened, we were either in the game, tied, had the lead, almost every fifth, sixth inning, open that bullpen gate, and it's a loss. So for us to go out and get Kennedy, for us to go get Melanson, that's a message to the players. They say they want to win, they want to clean things up. Let's see what happens. We're in a really tough division, but I think what we're doing is trying to create something that's going to be very competitive, but then it's sustainable as we get better and better and start to bring that pipeline of talent up as well.
Do you get the sense in talking to Torrey and the players that, look, there's a little bit of a chip because, you know, you look at the National League West and look, by far, I just told Gonzo this a short time ago, it's the best division in baseball. But with this team, that maybe a little chip on the shoulder to prove some people wrong?
It's not a bad thing, right? We love to fly below the radar. We love that nobody's talking about us, where they're projecting us to be, and I don't blame them. The experts should. But I do think they have a chip on their shoulder, and the spring felt like all business. Laser focus. Let's get back to winning, create a winning culture. Last year was a losing culture. I never want our fans to have to experience a season like that, nor our players, and they don't want to either. They're embarrassed. So you're right. They want to change things. They want to prove who they are, and we do have a lot of talent on that roster.
It's nice to see that young talent come up and hopefully emerge. And one of those great talented players is, of course, Ketel Marte. Well, he's seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot of dollar signs, needs to say, in a big contract. Your thoughts of locking up Ketel and making him a cornerstone of this franchise going forward?
It made a lot of sense for us, and it made sense for him, too. Anytime you can extend a player like that and it benefits both of you, that's a win. That's extremely rewarding. This is a guy who we already had under control for 3 more years. We didn't have to do anything. He wanted it. We wanted it. He likes the young players we have up and coming. That sent us a message as well. I'm thrilled for him. You take a young player like that who can continue to produce at the level he has, and then you bring in the Varshos and Rojas's and Pavin Smiths. It is so impressive with that, again, the pipeline. We've got guys at AA, AAA knocking on the door that are going to be talented like Ketel Marte, and they're going to be here for a long time.
You know, Derek, what's really impressive beyond baseball is the positivity and the soul you carry on a day-to-day basis, because you've battled a lot in your life between prostate cancer, the health issues with your wife, and of course with your family. And every day, look, years later, health issues no longer an issue, and you carry that effervescent smile and positivity, and it just flows and it radiates everywhere it goes. And you inspire people along the way. And how have you been able to just fight the day-to-day grind and just keep that laser positive focus that we, look, from time to time, we all have a tendency to lose?
Yeah, you can, and I get that. I appreciate that. It puts everything in perspective. I'm thrilled that I get to interact with our fans and our employees each and every day. That's what puts the smile on my face, gives me the positivity. I love we call them team players, our employees, 350 of the best. They come here, it's family, and then outside of here, our family that we spend probably less time than we do with those here, just making sure that you keep that positivity and you love coming in here every day wearing that logo or going home and seeing your family and hugging them. It's what baseball's about. It's the family sport. It's the time to sit and interact and talk in between pitches and between innings. This is life. Baseball is life.
Baseball is life, and I'll tell you what, no one wears the Diamondbacks colors better than this guy. As far as I'm concerned, best team president is Derek Hall. Derek Hall, a class act all the way. Still to come, we'll take a look at the Arizona Diamondbacks rotation. Does the squad have the horses to make a playoff run? Plus, we'll hear from great baseball insider Barry Bloom, who'll give his take on the Diamondbacks in 2022. That and more coming up on Arizona Diamondbacks Opening Day.
Hi, this is Doug with AC Doctors, and this is another testimonial of one of our satisfied customers.
So I'm a doctor kind of by profession myself, so I understand the importance of expertise and going to the right professional for the right service. AC Doctors exceeded my expectations really just in their service. The technician showed me on his phone how things should work, showed me how things were not working well on my particular unit, and showed the corrections that he would make. They were able to keep my air conditioner unit running smoothly, and I know that here in Arizona that's really important. And so I would want my neighbors and friends to get similar service and similar running air conditioners smoothly and coolly, and AC Doctors can provide that for them. I trust AC Doctors, and so should you.
We want you to find out for yourselves. Give us a call or find us on our website at theacdoctors.com.
Welcome back to Chase Field. So looking back at last season, well, it's a season the Arizona Diamondbacks would rather forget, losing 110 games and finishing last place in the National League West. The Giants, well, they were the talk of the division, winning the National League West with 107 games and eventually losing to the Dodgers in the wild card. The Dodgers, well, another great season for them, eventually losing to the Braves in the NLCS. And of course, some big acquisitions in the offseason in the National League West. And it starts with the Dodgers, of course, picking up Freddie Freeman. That's going to break Atlanta Brave fans' hearts across the nation as Freeman signs a 6-year deal worth $162 million. And look, if you're not familiar with Major League Baseball and you're not familiar with Freddie Freeman, the guy's a stud, and he can flat out rake. Now, the Padres bolstered their rotation, adding lefty Sean Manaea in a trade with the A's. So it's really all about pitching in the National League West. Diamondbacks will throw out Madison Bumgarner, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Zach Davies, and Caleb Smith. D-backs ERA was almost dead last a year ago at 5.11. There is hope on the back end. Arizona tightens up the bullpen, bringing in veteran Ian Kennedy, making his second stint with the team. They also signed 4-time All-Star closer Mark Melancon to a 1-year deal. Last year with the Padres, the former Arizona Wildcat led the National League with 39 saves, but with the starting rotation, never going to know if it's going to be good enough. But Merrill Kelly chimes in and believes it will be.
I think we're going to be really good. Bums, everybody's looks really, really strong. Bums look really good. Haven't seen Weave much, but from what I hear, he's throwing the ball really well. If we can get if we can get him to stop cutting his thumb, he'll be looking solid. But as far as that, Davies obviously is a seasoned veteran. He knows exactly how to pitch, and knows how to get guys out. And then Zach Gallen is Zach Gallen. If he is what he is, and he's looking like his old Zach Gallen self, and he's healthy, I think we'll be really solid.
When it comes to Major League Baseball, sports writer, the veteran Barry Bloom knows the game oh so well. He goes from stadium to stadium, giving the best quality insights. I kid you not, if you Google baseball, Major League Baseball, a picture of Barry Bloom is going to come up. Here with a man who knows baseball better than baseball knows itself. Barry Bloom of Sportico. And Barry, look, Arizona Diamondbacks are coming off a 52 and 110 season. Is there room, is there hope for 2022?
Well, I think even if they make it to 72 wins, it's a big improvement over the course of what they did last year. You look at what happened during the offseason and what they've done on paper and what the team looks like on the field right now. I find it hard to conceive that they've even improved that much. You're going to have seasons out of people who didn't perform last year. There's going to have to be improvement for them to even get to that. But I don't see them being a 500 team, and I don't see them right now being competitive. And I'm not sure that anybody in their front office really believes it's going to be that way either. I think it's incremental improvement at this point. And like Mike Hazen said the other day when they re-upped Ketel Marte, it's like we want to start doing this over the next 3 or 4 years. We want to bring the team back to respectability. This is just the start of it. And, they're in they don't call it a rebuilding program, but, they're trying to restructure things to get back to competitiveness.
Yeah, and competitiveness is the key for the Arizona Diamondbacks coming up that harsh season. And for manager Torey Lovullo, who's been through this process, and look, the weight of the world of this team's success and failures ultimately falls on his shoulders. How does this season play out for Torey, who's a great manager and can only work with the parts he's given?
Yeah, and I think they've given him some help on the coaching staff. I think Bannister is going to really be good for him as the bench coach. Obviously, it's hard not to look at him as a possible manager in waiting because of his experience with the Texas Rangers. He's a really good guy. I like him a lot. He's a very knowledgeable baseball man. They also improved that pitching coach with Strahman's pitching coach to work with these guys. If you get off to a harsh start again, it's going to be hard with the makeup of this organization for them to keep Torey long term. So I think, he's really on the hot seat as much as I like him as a person.
So Torey Lovullo will be one to watch all season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Look, the starting rotation, obviously Bumgarner, Zach Gallen. Is this rotation strong enough to make a dent in the ever so competitive NL West?
The short answer is probably no. They have too many holes. The bullpen's a little better now with Ian Kennedy and Matt Melanson, but you still have to get to the 9th inning and the 8th inning with a lead. They have to score some runs. The starting pitching has to be a lot better, and I just think it's just not there yet. They're a little short.
Well, the Diamondback fans are hoping offensively they won't be short at the dish, and it starts with Ketel Marte, who they gave a truckload of money to re-sign. Your thoughts on Marte, what he needs to do this season to uplift an offense that was one of the worst in the National League last year?
Well, number one, he's got to stay healthy for a whole season, and I think the fact is that they're going to pencil him in at second base for most of the year. He's told them that he'll play anywhere like what he's done in the past, but I don't think it's healthy for him to go back and forth from center field to second base unless it's necessary. So I think just having him play one position and spacing him so that he doesn't get hurt, that's going to be a big thing to having the offense working. And then you have a few other guys in the lineup, like Walker is now pretty much a professional hitter. He's been around long enough and been in that position since Goldschmidt was traded. So I think they have a few parts. Carson Kelly, I think, is a decent catcher. There's not that many great catchers in either league anymore. And I think if he stays healthy, I guess you could put that caveat on everybody. If I stay healthy, I'll have a great season too.
Well, I always bank on you having a great season, Bear. So needless to say, look, Bear, it's April. But, I'm a kind of guy that always thinks it's December. When I think it's December, I always believe in miracles and hopes in the universe. So for miracles and hopes for the Diamondbacks universe to happen to get them off to a quick start, what has to happen?
Well, look, I'm the one, just like everybody else last year, who never thought the Giants were going to win 107 games. Do I think they're going to win 170 games this year? No. I think there's going to be regression to the mean. But you can take a team like the Diamondbacks, and if everything goes right, and you get performances out of people, and you make the right moves in the right games, and put in the right pinch hitters, the right relievers, you can win a lot of games. There's no way of predicting it. As my buddy Bud Black always says, you have to play the games. And so you're right to be optimistic. We're in April. There's no reason to downgrade the season yet. Let's get it started. Everybody starts 0-0, and let's see how it plays itself out. Baseball is a marathon and a long storybook. It's chapter by chapter, and we're just starting the first chapter of the season.
For the tell of the tale of the Diamondbacks, there is nowhere to go but up after last season. He is Barry Blem of Sportigo. Once again, knows baseball better than baseball knows itself. Love you, big dog. Checking the Diamondbacks opening 6-game homestand. Not an easy task. It features 4 against the Padres and 2 against the always tough Astros. Then the squad hits the road for 7 games, starting against the Mets, and Nationals. And we talked about the Diamondbacks' health status not being up to par. Well, the Padres will be without shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr., who's out in health and safety protocols. So we'll see how that fares out in this series. Of course, first pitch is at 6:40. It's Madison Bumgarner against the Padres' Yu Darvish. And we appreciate you dialing us in to WTSM TV Sports for Arizona Diamondbacks opening day. For Chris Ware and Jeff Ware, I'm Joe Pequeno. Thank you for joining us, and go Arizona Diamondbacks.